Boop. That's an interesting frame. We should get one of these with night vision. That'd be interesting, right? So, does the aesthetic of these entries seem erratic to you? If so, it's not deliberate. I kind of just move when I don't know. It's random, you know? Erratic and random isn't exactly the same thing. But if you would know something about me, I'm fascinated with the results, you know? As you can see, I observe the image as it's being recorded. And if you would know, I'm fascinated at the diversity that not planning, not putting forethought into production produces, right? It's very low cost. It's not an ethic that I hold, but it's so low risk, you know, that like whatever information I get out of it, I don't think could be obtained any other way. What am I here to say tonight? You know? The truth is, I just like doing these things. Under what conditions do I record or not? I wanted to tell you something for a while now. Maybe I'll share it. Maybe not. The truth of it, I'd prefer to conceal because it's intimate. And it's self-critical. It would reveal something about myself that I think is ugly, that I wouldn't want to say at this moment, I guess. Not that it would have any pertinence. Let me mull that over for a moment. Maybe that makes it an imperative. I will anonymize it. Therefore, yeah, that'll work. So someone told me once, well, let me step back. As you can tell by now, among the many faces I have, one of the faces that I am is super condescending. Right. I can be very domineering. I can be very justifiably cold. Someone told me, and the ugliness of this face reveals itself when every now and then in life someone presents you with really pertinent wisdom to you, and although it's not just me, there are people like this, you know, maybe even you. I wish I hadn't said that. That was very domineering and cold. I'm not trying to be that way. Every now and then someone will present you with like a nugget of wisdom, And for whatever reason, you will condescend. And if it's truly wisdom, that will, it's your lack of investment in it, the deafness of your ear at that moment, will reveal itself later on. I was spared this for the particular example that I'm about to elucidate. Yet, so it was a bullet dodged, one years in the making, over not quite a decade, but quite some time ago. Yet someone told me something very profound, and I poo-pooed it. I even tried to talk them out of it, you know? I remember this. It's an odd memory. It was in a garage from someone who tried to tell me something that I thought I knew all about. I was having a conversation about computers with someone who really didn't know about computers, or whom I believe did not. Are you familiar with that? So, this person whom I thought knew nothing about anything, let alone computers, let alone their applications, right? Told me, well, he described an application to me. Very simply, very crudely, even struggled to get the description of it out. What he described was actually very original, and had never said anything about it before, so this must have been something he was thinking about. Only spoke of it once, never spoke of it again, one of his fleeting thoughts, you know. He told me that an ideal computer application would be a mirror. And I found the idea absurd. Idiotically simple. Useless. Yet here I am. I wanted to thank this person for their idea, or at least apologize for failing to receive the meaning of it, the truth of it. And the irony is that as I said, this was a bullet dodged. This isn't something I paid for. I've actually realized and kind of reaped the benefit of it. So this is a way of my giving credit. But the irony is that he probably wouldn't even remember. You know, it's fine. A mirror. A computer application as a mirror. Genius. Savant genius. I'm not trying to be foreboding or whatever. I just don't want to hit the lights, or this is what I look like right now. This is what I'm doing. light grain. Caffeine and alcohol fueled. Good spirits. Putting off my obligation for tomorrow that seems a tangent. Everything seems a tangent to what I am driven towards. Not a complaint. I just feel behind. There's like this backlog of what do they call them? I have this backlog of emotional primitives that I feel like have been unaddressed because of life, you know. And for whatever reason, tonight, in this moment, I feel compelled to like delve into that a little bit. I guess that's what these are, yeah. Because I know I'm just going to have to get driven back into Dharma. Tomorrow's a Dharma day. Which isn't a complaint. I mean, what am I trying to say here? Fuck yes, let's do it. But as ever, I have a better idea. So until you want to hear my better ideas, like my younger brother telling me a computer program should be a mirror, and you, as I, having scuffed it off, you know, it'll be a bullet that you'll dodge as I've dodged, the significance of which will be apparent later. Like the convoluted path that we take will hopefully just add richness to the tapestry of whatever present moment we find ourselves in once upon a future time. A strange entry, but a strange life. So. Oh, there was one other thought I had. Let's see if I can get it out. Consider this a subject change, although, is it ever really? Let me think for a second. Fuck, what was it? Oh, let's date the video. It's like the 11th, early hours. Oh, there was something I wanted to say. I keep so many notes, you know? Every thought is like a door into a world of other thoughts. I have so many, like, philosophical B-sides, you know, that you've never even heard. I just haven't gotten to yet. Gosh darn it. My main objection to my brother's idea, I let it slip now. His idea that a successful program for me to write would be a mirror was that that app already exists. It's called a camera. So I dismissed you fool, you know. It's a really shitty thing for me to have done. That I'm not, that I feel I carry that with me. It was not a unique, it was not a singular dismissive instance of my brotherhood. I reflect on those things often, whether you can tell or not. And that's something I privately, although I guess I've never explicitly stated it, try to atone for. I don't know why I did that. I forgot what my idea was. Whatever. You remember Private Ryan? Another scene in that movie that really moved me was the medic. The medic who died crying for his mother. You know? The brave one who was full of heart and humanity. He was kind of like a quietly perfect soldier. Oh God, I'm being so dark. This is what's on my mind. Please don't forgive me for this, you know. But here we are. God, that scene where he died, high on morphine, crying for his mother. And somehow you didn't pity him. I mean, you didn't feel ashamed for him. That movie was too good to understand how good it was. There's more about that film, but I could talk about that film a lot. And that's not because, like, I'm an American or whatever. Like, there's things there for anyone, for everyone, you know. Ask me about Captain Miller's Rose Garden sometime, you know. Fuck, what was I saying? Oh, right. Why did I do that? Why did I mistreat my younger brother? The character I described before he meets his fate or whatever. Like the night before, I guess. I forget what the occasion was, but they're all hunkered down together. And he's just speaking to someone intimately. It's the small hours, maybe they can't sleep or something, so it's quiet. And you just have something gnawing at you, so you want to talk to someone, or you do. I forget who the other end of the conversation was. It was Opham, or maybe it was Miller, maybe it was the sergeant. It was the camera, it was the audience he's talking to. He recalls his life before the war, when he was a boy, and his mother worked the night shift, and his mother would come to check in on him in bed. It was very late as she got off her shift, and she loved her boy. Yeah. And she would need, and she would want to speak with him after work. They didn't say why, but if you're a human being, you understand it's because it was a time and a place she probably didn't have anyone to talk to. And this boy was, you know, like the apple of her eye. good relationship. The timing wasn't right. Who knows? Like, he would pretend to be asleep so she wouldn't wake him. And they wouldn't chat. She just wanted to chat. And his regret. Like, the performance was... You forget it's a performance when you see this. That movie was too good to even talk about as just being a movie, you know. As the moment was described on screen, like, I was like, I know that. I don't have a specific memory of ever pretending to be asleep, you know, like as he described, but something about the frivolous avoidance and then the lamentation of that, you know. And it's not like if he had talked to her, he would have felt better in that moment. I don't think. It was a profound question that was opened about human nature in that little moment. And it wasn't even a central theme in the film. It was beautiful. It was just that little character. He was a human being. And a good one. And I don't know. It's one thing to watch someone perish. It's another thing to watch someone perish crying for their mother. But another thing entirely to watch someone perish crying for their mother after they told you a story about their mother in confidence that made you think of your own life. That scene reminds me of my relationship with my brother, you know. Why did I ignore him? Why was I not better to my brother? He was very worthwhile. And fortunate for me, he remains worthwhile. You know. I may see him tomorrow as part of my chores. I understand you through understanding him and myself. If you feel some way that even remotely approximates how I feel about him, then I know you. Yeah. It's funny, I opened this to say something completely else. And I don't even remember what it was. I was going to mask the fact that he was what's on my mind, you know. And I revealed it. Capriciously, perhaps, but... I don't have a big statement for this. There's no significance. There's no portent here. I knew the word portent. I forgot it. Now I remembered it. portent. This is, it's funny, portent means having a bearing on the future, or mysterious bearing, like omen, right? And important means without that, no bearing on the future, no mysterious relevance. So only by implication does it mean immediately solvent, relevant, pertinent, without mysteriousness. It's important. That's cool, huh? So, this is what I look like sometimes. And this is what I feel sometimes. This is like me worried, I guess. I don't know. It's not the primary face of my fucking identity. This is not. This is a part of me. Okay? I didn't decide that I needed to drive this home, but like, what is the best way to say what I want to say? I know you. I know any face you could present to me. We have far more in common than you even realize. It'll take quite a while for you to accept that. I've accepted that. And with that in mind, let's work towards being friends. Not stupid friends. Well, how about this? Let's work towards being human beings together. I'm not addressing a specific name or face, but this is like the dark side of the die of my identity to any potential darker face of anyone's particular identity. You know. Why did this come out now? Well, this is something that I've been working my way up to saying explicitly. You know. A light touch. A light touch. I don't do this very often, so if you were spooked or disappointed, like, forget it. Like, well, it'll it'll work out fine. Okay. Trust me, you'll see. Bye.